Welcome back. As construction is in full swing at the Rock Casino in Rockford, we get some news today that ensures visitors will always have a place to gamble until the permanent casino is up and running.
Today, the Illinois Gaming Board grants Hard Rock's request to extend the operation of the Bell School Road temporary casino. Originally, the Hard Rock Opening Act had a 2-year operating limit, but they now have the go-ahead to stay open through November of 2024, which extends past the targeted permanent casino opening of Labor Day 2024.
The Hard Rock puts its thumbprint on the community efforts as well. Its latest contribution is a significant donation to one of Rockford's most anticipated landmarks.
Exciting. 23 News reporter Connor Hollingsworth learns more about the gift to the International Women's Baseball Museum and how this donation will help build its foundation.
This is a donation that came from our box, the casino box, the donation box, where all of our unused vouchers get placed in by our players.
Every month, Hard Rock picks a different organization to receive its donation. For June, the $2,000 will benefit the International Women's Baseball Center Museum, which is under development in the Forest City.
They were the recipients of the first ever donation from Rockford Casino, so we're excited to continue our support of the project.
Now, on one side of the street is Bayer Stadium, former home of the Rockford Peaches. But on the other side of the street, that's where the International Women's Baseball Museum will be built, designed by world-renowned architect Jeannie Yang.
There are families here, there are people that come just to see the field because of its historic nature. And we know that people will come to the baseball museum and they'll want to be connected to the field.
The money will help cover fees for architects who will turn all of the ideas into reality. IWBC board member Rosemary Collins says she can't wait for the museum to open its doors.
It connects with so many people on a really emotional level. And so we're going to be able to draw people here to get them to share that experience and to see how women's baseball is such a big part of people's lives.
Working for you in Rockford, Connor Hollingsworth, 23 News.
Now, there isn't a due date yet for the completion of the project, but the architectural design plans are complete. So now it's just a question of how long will this construction take? Hopefully soon, because it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, we've really been wanting to do it. And again, a great donation for something that we're very proud of here in Rockford.